on there? Yep, yep, that was happening.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
To make you feel better, I did not catch it.
Thank you. And now I talked about it. How embarrassing.
You're alive, friend.
I am?
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Hey, everybody, let's give a round of applause for our showcase. Everybody online, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to support these guys. Everybody in the room, thank you so. Oh wait, just kidding. Thank you so much, Ben.
Hey, Roger brought a friend.
Astrid's,
okay?
yes, he did. Woo! Thank you, Ben, Astrid's husband, for watching online. I'm done joking. I know, I'm just making fun of Astrid. It's got nothing to do with that. I like teasing her a little bit. It's fun. All right, cool. So this is our monologue showcase. Some of these guys have been working on this for 3 months. Some just started this month. This is a chance for them to showcase their hard work, and it's a tracker at our school. So this is the way that we look back and see growth, because that's how we work here. It's all about continuing to grow and develop, and this is the way that we're able to track that, by looking back. And I highly recommend all of you guys go back and watch the first time you perform this memorize and just see the difference, and you'll just be so psyched about that. So we're going to get started with our showcase. Let's get a round of applause, everybody. Okay. You can come on out and get focused up. Our first performer is Ray. Ray, come on out. Get you in focus here. Okay. Look straight forward for me. Okay. All right, everybody. This is Ray performing the monologue Friday. Big round of applause, everybody. Come on. Come on.
What's that for? Protection. Protection from who? Oh, man. Your mother and I never would have moved to this neighborhood if we had known you needed a gun to walk down the damn street. Oh, no, son. That's not the way it is. You kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified. So quick to pick up a gun. You scared to take an ass whooping? This is what makes you a man. When I was growing up, this was all the protection we needed. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. And you think you're a man with that gun in your hand, don't you? Put the gun down. Come on. Pick up your dukes. Now you're a man. Your uncle once picked up a gun too. He had to find out the hard way. 22 years old. You got a choice. This is all you need. All right? Sing.
Woo!
I'll remind everybody also that we are on camera as an audience as well, so keep those eyes up.
And I forgot something backstage. Hold on.
It's okay. Take your time. Is it recording over here, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Next up, we have Charlie performing Periods of...
Periods.
What?
The periods.
Periods?
I don't know how to say it. It starts with
I
a
don't
T.
either, clearly.
It starts with a T.
Periods of...
Popeye.
Popeye, yes. Let's get a big round of applause for Charlie.
Sometimes I wonder. I was born somewhere else. Would I still be me? Talk different. Different upbringing, different values. how do I view the world then? I like to think our differences are designed to ignite our appreciation of one another. But instead we fear what's not like us. Instead, well, we're all in the same stew pot, aren't we? Instead of embracing one another and growing in spirit, we slow ourselves down with confusion, anger, and misguided information. How many heads must we collide before we reach symmetry? We spill blood in our streets, our homes. We take arms up against in battle in the sea of life far beyond our own intelligence. What must we gain in order to gain a little peace? I want to live in a less violent world. Don't you? Every action,
You're doing great.
every action a man or woman carries out has their own deep justification. Grounded in what? Why? Doesn't matter. The moment is past. I have to get up and live out my day just like you. Forgetting the truth, repeating the same mistakes I preach against internally. This is my fate, but not my wish.
Woo! All right. Let's give one extra round of applause for Charlie performing for the very first time. Okay, our next performer is
Chantanique.
Chantanique, thank you. Chantanique performing "'Tis Better." Let's get a big round of applause.
You don't do that. You don't just give people gifts. It's not Hanukkah. It's not Christmas. It's not Kwanzaa. It's not our anniversary. It's not my birthday. Then you give gifts. Those are gift-giving days. Fine. You give me a gift. What am I supposed to do now? Do I get you a gift? Do I get you a gift now just because you got me a gift? Do I get you the same type of gift? What if your gift is more expensive than mine? Does that mean I love you less? How do we keep track? How do we budget? All these worries are spared us. Why? Because we're a civilized society. Because we have rules and tradition and ritual to make sure that the fabric of our interactions remains strong and sturdy, but that doesn't work for you, does it? No. You're too good for the bonds and ties that keep our relationship together. You, with your over-romanticized views of individualism and your warped confusion of non-conformity with sincerity. You just go your own way and everybody else be damned. Well, I will not have you bring your culture-smashing chaos into our relationship. Also, I can tell it's socks. Who gives their fiance socks? Woo!
Yes, it was. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that, Saya.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we've got Jane performing Stop Playing the Victim.
Woo! I'm trying to understand something. Why is it that when I talk about things that make me happy, you always get down? Whenever I talk about things that upset me, you always get so involved. Do you want me to be miserable in my life? I feel as though the only way for us to have any relationship is when things are bad. I don't want things to be bad. I want to talk about good things. I want to hear you tell me good things. Why is that so hard for you? Do you realize that every time I come over here, you have nothing nice to say? You are always complaining and moaning about your work, your boyfriend, your family, your apartment. You never have anything happy going on, it seems. It's like the only way for you to exist and communicate is by raging against something. Doesn't that exhaust you? It takes more energy to be miserable than be happy. Try being happy and stop playing the victim all the time. Scene. Woo!
First time
Yay! Okay, our next performer is Sophia performing Pieces of a Woman. Let's get a round of applause.
After my father went to the ghetto, my mother found a shack, an empty shack that she went into and gave birth to me without any help at all. She stashed me under the floorboards when she had to go out and steal food so she could make milk enough to keep me alive. But just alive. Not strong enough to cry or we will be caught. When she finally got me to a doctor, he advised her to just let me go. That I wasn't strong enough to survive. When she absolutely insisted, he picked me up by my feet and held me up like a chicken and said, if she tries to lift her head, then there's hope. And you know what I did, Martha? I lifted my head. And that's what I'm asking you to do now. Lift your head and fight for yourself, for God's sakes. Go out there and face that woman. Tell her what it's like for you now. What this feels like. You have to do this, Martha. You have to speak your truth. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to deal with this. You're never going to be able to move on. You've got to move on past this, Martha. Scene.
Next up, we've got John performing the monologue, The Melrose Boys. Let's give him an applause. Woo!
That wasn't what I was trying to tell you. I was just leading into it. Now, please, don't interrupt me. I've got all this laid out in my head. If you interrupt me, I'll lose my place. Now, I'm getting married in 3 weeks. The invitations have gone out. We've been measured for the suits. Everything's set to go, except, and here's the problem, Patty and I aren't right for each other. No, it's all wrong. I can see that now. I was thinking about it last night after you fell asleep. I said to myself, is Patty the girl that you want to spend the rest of your life with? I thought about that. The rest of my life. Well, I mean, that's when it hit me. I mean, the answer's no. She's not the girl. Oh, she's sweet enough, sure, but not for the rest of my life. No, I see that now. It's because of you. Because last night, I had more fun with you than I've ever had with Patty. Ever. Now, I want you to listen to this next part carefully, because it might come as a bit of a surprise to you, so listen to what I'm saying and pay attention. I like you. I like you a lot. And I've got a real good job down at the plant, real secure job. I mean, I'm making more money than my daddy ever made, and he was foreman. And I'm gonna go back to school, too. Night school, that is, so I'll have something to fall back on, just in case. Now, keeping all that in mind, I was wondering if maybe you and I could start seeing each other, on a regular basis. With the thought that somewhere down the road, maybe in a year or so, if everything goes all right, maybe we can make it more permanent. Maybe even regular. Do you understand what I'm saying so far?
Next up, we have Sarah performing The Fault in Our Stars.
Augustus Waters was the great star-crossed love of my life. Ours was an epic love story, and I won't be able to get more than a sentence into it without disappearing into a puddle of tears. Like all real love stories, ours will die with us, as it should. I'd hoped he'd be the one eulogizing me because there's no one I'd rather have. I can't talk about our love story, so instead I will talk about math. I'm not a mathematician, but I know this. There are an infinite set of numbers between 0 and 1, like 0.1, 0.12, 0.112, and an infinite combination of others. Of course, there's an even bigger set of infinite numbers between 0 and 2, or between 0 and a million. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. The writer we used to like taught us that. I want more numbers than I'm likely to get, and God, I want more numbers for Augustus Waters than he got. But Gus, my love, I can't thank you enough for our little infinity. You've given me a forever within the numbered of days, and for that, I am eternally grateful. I love you. It's here.
Next up, we have Vicky Sweeney performing Miss Congeniality. Let's get it on the floor.
Well, I would say that I used to be one of them. And then I came here, and I realized that these women, they're just talented and smart, terrific people who just want to make a difference in the world. Oh, I know. We secretly wish the other one would trip and fall on their face. Oh, I heard you did that. Well, as for me, this has been the most rewarding and liberating experience in my life. And if anyone tries to hurt one of my new best friends, well, I would just take them out and make them suffer so much they wish they were never born. And if they ran, I would hunt them down. Thank you, Kathy.
Next up, we have Ashlyn performing You Understand. Let's get a round of applause.
understand? Yeah. I mean, of course you'd say that. Such a typical thing for a therapist to say. You know what? Let's just cut the crap, all right? I'm not stupid. I know that you couldn't care less about me or my problems. And all you really care about is getting that money at the end of the session. So you know what? Let's make a deal. You know, I'm fine just sitting here an hour a week on my phone. You can do whatever it is that you do. My mom will be happy because I'm here. And you'll be happy because you're getting your money. So do we have a deal? Or would you rather just keep playing this fake, sympathetic therapist that pretends to care about her clients? And I'll just go along being the gullible patient who thinks that I finally have someone that wants to help me. Either way, you get your money. And I understand that's all you really want. Scene.
Let's get, is that a part of it? No? Yeah, let's get it totally out of the way. It's a great shot, right? Take your time, Matt. Doing great. Our next performer is Matt performing Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Let's get a round of applause.
Hey, why should I be mad? At least he said goodbye this time. Just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying a stupid present. Hey, you know what? You don't have to do all that, Uncle Phil, you know? It ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking Mom, when's Daddy come home, you know? Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, and I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil? I got through my first date without him. I learned how to drive. I learned how to shave. I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I need him then, I don't need him now. No, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey and have me a whole bunch of kids and be a way better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that because there ain't a damn thing he could ever do to teach me how to love my kids. Why doesn't he want me, man? See.
Last time you needed me to scoot this up.
What's that?
Do you want me to scoot this up? The last time you needed me to scoot it up.
No, it's good right where, yeah.
For sure.
Take your time getting into it. I'll introduce you in a second.
For sure.
Next up, we've got Rhonda performing My Honest. Let's get a round of applause.
I was born July 27th. That makes me a Leo. I don't really know what that means. I am 5'6.5". I weigh 145 pounds, and I'm a sucker for a nice guy with a clean pair of sneakers. I don't know how to swim. I'm still learning how to whisper. I'm often loud in places where I should be quiet and quiet in places where I should be loud. I was born feet first and I was backwards ever since. I like ginger ale. A lot. I've been told I give really bad hugs. People say that it feels like I'm trying to escape. Sometimes it's because I am. And secretly, I get really nervous every time someone gets close enough to hear me breathe. And I have these odd fascination with things like sandcastles and ice sculptures. I assume it's because I usually find myself dedicating time to things that'll only last a few moments. That's also why I tend to fall in love with people who would never love me back. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually much easier than it seems. You know, because relationships, they often remind me that I'm not afraid of heights. Or I'm not afraid of falling, but I'm afraid of what's gonna happen the moment my body hits the ground. I'm clumsy. Yesterday, I tripped over my self-esteem. I landed on my pride, and it shattered like an iPhone with a broken face. Now I can't even tell who's trying to give me a compliment. Oh, I've never been in the military. But I got this Purple Heart. I got it from beating myself up over things that I can't fix. And I know it sounds weird, but I wonder what my bedsheets say about me when I'm not around. I wonder what the curtains would do if they found out about all the things that I've done behind their backs. I've got this hamper that's overflowing with really, really loud mistakes in a graveyard in my closet that I'm afraid if I let you see my skeletons, you'll grind my bones into powder and you'll get high off my fault lines. Yeah. Oh. Hi, my name's Ruby. Sing.
Next up, we have Astrid performing the monologue, Like Dreaming Backwards.
I dropped her off that night about 1:45. I should have asked her to come over, or at least asked her if anything was wrong. But she seemed normal. Not exactly happy, of course, but like herself. I met her freshman year in Intro to British Lit. She was smart. She made me laugh. She was cynical, pessimistic, but a really good person. I knew she had depression, but it was weird. I mean, she was so funny. I never really made sense of that. That night, we saw a play on campus, and she said she wasn't tired, so I drove us across town to this midnight movie. I was nodding off through the last half of it, and now I keep wondering if there was something in the play or in the movie, some trigger, some reason. Something that could set her off, you know? Something I missed. I can't stop. I keep trying to look for answers, for clues. She had survived so much. Why that night? That's it.
Woo!
Do you need the table, actually? Yeah. Sorry.
That's just like trying to help set up, but she's crying also.
That's okay. This up here, too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. You good? And this stays up here, too, right? That actually goes. Okay. Good luck.
Next up, we have Saya performing a monologue from This Is Our Youth.
Well, okay. It's just this is getting a little weird now because when I talked to Valerie, she asked me if anything happened with us last night. And for some reason, I guess I didn't really tell her that anything did, so now she's gonna talk to Dennis, and I'm gonna look like a total liar to someone I'm just starting to be close friends with and who I really care about. So I guess I was supposed to figure that you'd like rush off to tell your friends that you fucked me, whereas I might be more inclined to be a little more discreet about it till I found out where I stood with you. But honestly, Warren, I don't really care who you told or what you told them, because people are going to think whatever they think, and you know what? There's nothing I can do about it, and I should just really listen to my instincts, you know, because your instincts are never wrong, and it was totally against my instinct to come over here last night, and it was definitely against my instinct to sleep with you. But I did. And it's too late! And now my mom is totally furious at me! I probably ruined my friendship with Valerie, and now like Dennis Ziegler thinks I'm like easy pickings or something. And it's not like I even care what he thinks, okay? Because I don't actually know him, you know, or you, or Valerie, for that matter, so it doesn't really matter. I've made new friends before. I can make more friends now if I have to, so let's just forget the whole thing ever happened. You can chalk one up in your book or whatever, and I'll just know better next time. Hopefully. Okay? Scene.
Yeah!
Next up, we have Corinne. She will be our final performer, performing Everything Sucks. Let's get a round of applause.
So, the best memory I have of my mom was this one day when she took me to the county fair. She checked me out of school that morning and told them we had a family commitment. And we just went, just the two of us. I remember feeding the goats in the petting zoo, and the way my mom laughed when they looked at her palms. At one point, I got lost in the fun house, and I started crying. So she bought me balloons. And then we were at the highest point of the Ferris wheel, and she told me to let them go.
So I did. And Kate, just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't still there. She just held me. That night, we got home and she cooked us spaghetti, but it was surprising because she hadn't cooked in months. And then she asked us if we wanted ice cream. She grabbed the keys and left to go get some. And she drove out here to this bridge, and she stopped her car in the middle of the road, and she climbed over the railing and she let go. In the obituary, my dad just said her death was related to illness. So you see, I don't have the luxury of getting mad at my mom over petty bullshit. I just have a dad, and I don't know what you did to screw up the happiness he found with your mom. But I am so mad at you, Luke. You're not the only one having a hard time.
All right, let's give one more round of applause for everybody. Good job. Thank you all for watching online. Thank you for supporting these guys. We really appreciate it. Yes. Take a moment if you wouldn't mind to like the video, share it out. These are amazing performances and they need to be seen by more people. That's facts, okay? So take a moment to do that because we're in this not just to be seen, but actually to impact people and to make a difference. And so these performances have done that to me tonight. I know I could see it on the video that it did for our audience members in the house. And so I thank you all for being here, supporting each other, loving each other. It's just an amazing night. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, the live audience, and then I want you guys to stick around for a few minutes because I got a couple things I'd like to go through. So thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Let's get a round of applause.